What does a supply chain look like? The supply chain looks at the network and connection between suppliers and companies as they create, manufacture, and distribute a product to the end consumer. It is about the product's life cycle, from raw materials to deliverers to the end consumer. Supply chain mapping is one of the most effective ways to look at and understand the supply chain. The supply chain is a network of companies that will work together to move products from one stage of the production process to the final customer. Usually, most supply chains will have several companies working together, each with different roles. Supply chain mapping helps show us what the supply chain looks like. To fully understand what a supply chain looks like, it is good to do a supply chain mapping. Supply chain mapping shows how a product can get from a different point in the distribution to the end customer. China says purchase some parts, Vietnam production of lamps, FOB. iPhone Vietnam export to the USA but by container ship. Here is some reason why supply chain mapping is an essential part of the supply chain. Helps identify delays. Supply chain mapping can help companies to identify any delays in their supply chain. If a particular area has some delays, they can take steps to correct them. See production problems. Production and manufacturing goods can often be a problem. By mapping out the supply chain production problems, a company can see what they need to do to correct them. Issues that can negatively impact operations. A supply chain mapping can also help companies review any other issues that can negatively impact their operations. Why supply chain mapping is important. Minimize costs. Effective supply chain mappings can help companies to look at ways to minimize costs. Improve customer service. Supply chain mapping can help a company look at ways to improve customers. Ensure smooth and effective flow of products. At the core of supply chain mapping is to ensure the smooth flow of products. A supply chain mapping helps companies to see how effective their supply chain processes are. Supply chain mapping is beneficial. The supply chain mapping benefits all the parties involved in the supply chain. The supply chain mapping helps all parties understand what is happening to the products and when. Supply chain mapping is beneficial to customers. This can help the customers to make an informed decision about the products. It can also assure the customers that the product is safe and produced with quality. Supply chain mapping is beneficial to companies. Supply chain mapping is also beneficial to the companies. It helps companies to be able to make the best decisions possible for their supply chain needs. It also allows companies to examine how they must improve their supply chain. At the core of supply chain mapping helps a company look at how its supply chain looks as it follows the product from the raw materials to when it reaches the end consumer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. To find out more about how Mondoro can help you create, develop, and manufacture excellent home decor and furniture products, don't hesitate to contact us at sales@mondoro.com or call us at 1-262-649-1539. To know more about us, check our social media below.